Hey, thanks for tuning in to Unmaking a Mess, because there's many messes that I've been in or I've created, and I am still here, and thanks to the grace of God. So I know that, or I feel like He has a purpose for me, and I know He has one for you too. Please share and subscribe and tell everyone about it, especially if something resonates with you or you can relate to it. Leave a comment and or private message me. I'd love to visit with you guys. I wanted to hop on here really quick and just put on a very short video for you guys because I was really feeling it yesterday as I was mowing my lawn, and it just totally occurred to me how much I had missed mowing my lawn. I have about 3 acres, and I tell people quite frequently that, you know, when I get on my riding mower, that it's just like my oasis. It's something that just really helps me. And part of that is because I just put on like the headphones and I just go. And it's amazing how many thoughts can come to my mind as I'm mowing and still listening to music. There's just really something about it. And first of all, let me tell you the reason why it just kind of like helped me so much more than usual yesterday, because I went without my mower for like 3 weeks. And so it was really hard, of course, seeing all that grass grow, and my pasture is not perfect by any means. It's very rough. I call my home humble and very rustic, and likewise is the pasture and the yard. So there's no like perfect patch of green grass. I have lots of grass, but it's all messed up, but I love it that way. It's just, you know, a compilation of where we live, and a little bit it just kind of resonates with me because it's just pulled all together as one, but it makes up of all these different types of grass and stuff that just kind of like makes it perfect to me and beautiful. But since I didn't have my mower, I could not get out there. And once I was finally able to, on Sunday afternoon, like at 4 o'clock, I did not realize how helpful it actually is to me. I mean, I go to therapy now and see someone at least once a month, but I now see how much I need that to get out of my head, to even clear my head. I mean, being on that mower, listening to the music, literally singing as loud as I possibly could. I don't know if my neighbors can hear me because they're not like super close, but I just felt great. And I realized that it truly is my therapy, and it changed my whole attitude toward so many things that have been happening in my life. Now, it does help that a lot of these circumstances that I've gone through during the time I didn't have my mower, I mean, there was a handful of circumstances that were not good, and each one had to do with a particular business, maybe trying to get something fixed or trying to return something, and this horrible customer service, but also a matter of just trusting God would get me through. Nonetheless, it was a lot for me to handle because, you know, pretty much anything that stresses me out generally has to do with money. And I have found ways of getting through a lot of those things, regardless if it involves money and the fact that, you know, it could cost me. I don't know what changed so much these last few incidents where it just kind of like stressed me out, and it ran me through a pretty depressive period of time. I'm out of that right now. I'm living with the fact that I do have depression and anxiety, but there's times where it flares up and other things that can really trigger it. And I do think the fact that I couldn't really get outside and mow my yard the way I wanted to was also a contributing factor, because there's something about just being outside and getting like this fresh air and vitamin D and just feeling the warmth of the sun. It just makes all the difference to me personally. So I encourage you to figure out what it is that makes you feel better and something that you really feel you need to do on a regular basis to get over a lot of the situations and try to, handle things just a little bit better. The other part of being out there, I cannot emphasize enough how much it's like therapy to me, because a lot of my history and issues most recently that I'm having a lot of trouble, or I have a lot of trouble getting past, but I'm learning to live with, is also my ex-husband, who passed away like a year after our divorce. And so we're going on 7 years now that he's been gone, which is insanely hard to believe. It does not feel that long, and everything still feels very fresh and at times discouraging. But the other thing that it does for me when I'm out there on the mower is all these songs will come on, and it makes me think about him and what he must have been going through. It makes me think about what I should have done. It makes me think about what would happen if he was still here. And I don't know. It is like, it's not like talking to a therapist, but it's processing it while I'm out there. So if I'm thinking about, wow, if he was here, what would that be like? And for instance, as I was out there yesterday thinking about what would happen if he was here, how much more mature we would handle things, and how more encouraging I would be, and hopefully how we could share the mowing time, because I know that was something that he absolutely loved to do, and now I see how helpful it is to me. I think about the walks that we would do, because that would also help us to remain healthy mentally and physically. And I think sorry for all the cars, but I'm just leaving work, and so I hope it doesn't interfere too much. I think mostly in this time where I was really thinking about him and if he was here, it has a lot to do with sharing responsibilities and what that would look like now. But I don't know. It just helps me. I know it's not possible, but maybe it's also just kind of like part of thinking about the what ifs. I know that's kind of hard to do, and sometimes it's not always good for us because we perpetuate on it. For me particular, it is good for me because I can kind of go there in my head with, well, if he was here, here's the person that I would be instead. And that makes me realize all the changes that I've made within myself. The sad part is, no, I did not do them when he was here. But I guess the positive end of that is that I understand where I was wrong in so many capacities and where we didn't handle things. And if I have to utilize that type of problem or those circumstances for the better, it's me utilizing those times to help my daughters in the most careful way possible. That's because I made the mistake of talking to my daughter one time about how her and her boyfriend were handling something, and I just said, hey, it kind of reminds me of your dad and I. Well, I learned my lesson. That's not what she wanted to hear. That's a whole different story that I think as parents we have to learn our kids' language and how they want to communicate with us. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys that yesterday was a really good day. because I was able to mow my yard. And I really hope you guys find something in your life that makes you happy, something that you can do for yourself that helps get you through the days, through the challenges, through just all the things that life brings at us on a regular basis. Because you know as well as I do that those things are absolutely going to happen. We cannot avoid them. And as I always say, God has gotten me through a lot of stuff, and I know He can you too. So that's all I got for you. I need to get home. Definitely ask God to come into your heart, into your soul. Ask Him to be by your side through it all, because take it from me, it's not like He can make the things go away, but He can definitely walk through it with you. So, love you guys. I shall be back soon, and I wish you all the best. Once again, please share and subscribe. Leave your comments, because I would really love to hear from you, or message me. All right, take care. Bye.